Hey there. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can grade and give feedback to a writing assignment using Leo. So in a previous video, I showed you how you can do that with ChatGPT. Um, I think with ChatGPT, while it's very flexible and you can do a lot of different things with it, it becomes a little tedious when you want to apply that feedback to an entire class of 10, 15, or 20 submissions. Leo helps you do that very quickly, and it'll apply instructions across several assignments at the same time. And so to get started, I've created an assignment on Leo called Short Story Assignment, grade 6. For some context, this assignment was basically a short story assignment where students had to write a couple paragraphs on a topic of their choice. They had to be creative and use imagery as much as they could to paint a nice picture for their reader. And so this was the assignment. And if I go into this edit button, it'll show me how I've configured it. So here's the assignment name. This was the assignment prompt, or the question. Write a short story on a topic of your choice. Use imagery to paint a rich picture for your reader. And then I'm going to go click next. And in this next section, I can configure highlighters. And highlighters are basically highlighters, really. They're different colors that will go in and highlight the student's work. And with each highlighter, you can instruct what you want Leo to highlight. And so I've split it up into 3 different highlighters, one for grammar, one for spelling, and one for imagery. And so for grammar, pretty straightforward. It's going to go in and highlight grammar mistakes. For spelling, it's going to go in and highlight spelling mistakes in the student's work. And then lastly, I wanted to also highlight nice usage of imagery. And so this is the configuration, and you can modify the descriptions here if you wanted to highlight something else. You can add more highlighters if you wanted to look for other aspects of a student's work. But for now, this is good. So I'm going to click Save. And then it's going to ask me for the submissions. And so I have a bunch of submissions prepared. So this was a class of 6, let's say. Obviously, you might have a lot more, but I'm just going to drag and drop this into the box, and it's going to upload those Word documents. Leo's going to read them, and then they should be ready to grade in just a few seconds. And so here we are. We've uploaded the 6 student submissions, and the status is all ready to annotate. And then all I have to do is click on Annotate All, and now it's going to apply those highlighters that I created, and it's going to scan through the student submissions and leave comments, give some feedback. This process takes about 30 seconds to a minute in total, regardless of how many students you have. And I think that's where the time saving comes from, is that you can apply this set of instructions across all student submissions at the same time. And it can give you a ton of feedback in a really short time period. So I'm going to skip forward a couple seconds, and I'll see you when these annotations are done. Okay, so it's been about 30 seconds to a minute, and you can see all of the submissions have now been annotated. And if you click into the submission, we can see what the student wrote, as well as the annotations and some feedback. So this was Alice's submission. She wrote about the secret door, and you can see Leo went in and left a bunch of comments for grammar mistakes, highlighted in green. There's also spelling mistakes highlighted in red. And then lastly, there's a nice highlight of imagery in the middle, where a student says the walls were covered with glowing crystals and the floor was soft and green with moss. And so it's highlighted all those mistakes. It's also left corrections. So in this case, from that day on, I spend should have been I spent. For this example, these items is yours now should have been these items are yours. And then same with the spelling mistakes. It'll also leave overall comments. And so at a high level, you can see some of the grammar mistakes. It has some comments on that, some spelling mistakes, comments on that as well. And then some comments on the imagery use. So that's how you can grade a whole class of submissions using Leo, and it'll apply these highlighters to all the students at the same time. And by clicking into them, it'll open a new tab revealing, the feedback and how they did.